Thought I'd do a little video about something that's going on over in the Show Low region right now. That right there, I don't know how well this camera picks it up, but there is a lot of smoke down that direction because there is a forest fire that's burning just to the southeast of Show Low. And what's interesting is that even though there is a rumor that there very may well be a residential evacuation of the areas down there, nobody in this area is in any kind of panic mode. In a lot of regions, you have something like this. You see the smoke coming right over top of your town. All of a sudden everybody's in panic. You got traffic jams, people trying to get out. You got people hoarding the gas stations and all kinds of stuff like that. But you don't have that here right now. And I thought I'd give you my opinion on why that is. A lot of the people down here, or a lot of their parents, grandparents, recent generations, are people that kind of live a little ways out of town. And even the ones that live in the town there, you got relatives they were very nearly brought up by that were not near town. And because they were not near town, they had to live in a very self-sufficient way, because you could only go into town by horseback or whatever once in a while. And so you wound up doing things like growing your own food, learning to dehydrate it, store it for long-term storage, so you'd have it so you wouldn't have to go into town every week or every day for groceries. And also they didn't have people immediately ready for emergency response, so they pretty much had to be ready to handle disaster situations on their own. They would have to have if there was a fire come by, they would have to basically have a trailer already packed so that they could just leave for a while and go camping until it blew over. And so basically they didn't need to rely on emergency, and they were pretty much ready for disasters to come their way just because of how they lived. And even the people that live in the towns there, like I said, you're talking about a lot of them being just a generation or two out of that. And so even though they may live in a suburban and more like that kind of an area, they're likely to have, a lot of them do, I know, have kits for food and supplies that'll last them a few days. They can just basically go grab their camping bags and go camp for a few days until it blows over, and hope their houses are still there. But not really a lot to do in the way of panic. You know that you're going to be able to get out of town and everything if they haven't already left, because they've stored gas. They've have everything already ready to go, and so some of them, if they haven't left, they can leave at their leisure. This here is a little trailer camper. I'm going to give it as an example. I inherited this from my dad, and it's really convenient for this kind of a situation, because worst case scenario, a fire comes off more likely in that direction. It would hit me because of the way the winds tend to blow. If that were to happen, and pretty much I could just hook up this little camper and go camping until it blows through, and hope my place didn't get hit. But I'm not worried about not having something to sleep in when I come back. And so that's the way a lot of people are around here, and that's why I'm not seeing panic. That's why the highways are not crowded coming out of town right now. And the local grocery stores, they're not being wiped out of groceries, which you see in a lot of like disaster areas. You get a big city hit by any kind of a big disaster or possibility of one coming through, and their grocery stores will be wiped out in a day. Ours isn't. Ours grocery stores aren't, because people have already, they've already been in that mindset, like I said, like they've lived out of town so far enough that they tend to just stock up pantries, so they know they don't need to. They've already got what they need on hand. And so that's going on, and I find it really convenient that a lot of people are not in panic mode, because just because of the way they happen to live around here. So if I need to go camping and for a few days, I'll be able to do that. Camper's already loaded. This right here, I don't consider that a bag for getting out. That's more actually a bag for making it home, believe it or not. And maybe I'll tell you that story in a bit as to why I have a sort of a get home bag. But I thought this might be useful information for people.